Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Bulletproof Business. It's James P. Friel. I am excited that you guys are here with me. So I wanted to share something that I think is more important, potentially more important than focus, right? Everybody talks about, how important it is to be focused and get things done and know what you need to do and all those things. And I'm absolutely one of those people that is a big advocate of understanding the importance of focus, right? You can't get anything done if you can't focus on it, right? And there's a lot of distractions and everything that we have happen on a day-to-day basis, especially now, right? There's, news stories coming out and there's all these different things and things changing and everything. And so your ability to focus is incredibly important. But I wanted to just share with you guys something that I think is more important than focus. And I actually want to share a story from last night. This happened last night. So we're here in Boise, and I was doing a live webinar last night. I had people on, the whole thing. It was probably about an hour or so, and I'm 2/3, 3/4 of the way through the live webinar, and my whole office starts, my desk starts shaking, my computer starts shaking, the mic starts shaking. And I'm like, what is happening right now? I have no idea. And then it occurs to me, I was like, man, are we having an earthquake? Right. And I'm going with the webinar, right? I'm doing my webinar, the whole thing. And then the shaking stops. I'm like, okay. And I keep going. And then the shaking starts again. And I just said to the people on the webinar, I was like, hey, you guys, I'm going to need to pause for a minute because I think we're having an earthquake. And I've never been in an earthquake before, right? So I grew up in New York, went to college in Florida, spent almost my entire life on the East Coast. I've never experienced or dealt with any of these things, right? I've, dealt with tons of hurricanes and things like that, but I've never dealt with an earthquake. So I was like, wow, this is an earthquake. So anyway, the shaking finally stopped. And then I went right back into the webinar. I was like, okay, let's keep going. And I kept going. And a few people afterwards sent me messages. They're like, dude, I can't believe you just plowed through. And I was like, well, what else were we going to do? Right. And they got me thinking about this concept that I learned probably about 6 or 7 years ago through meditation. Meditation's been a huge, huge thing for me. And it's taught me the ability to refocus. Okay. So it's one thing to be able to focus, but it's an entirely different thing when something throws you off your game to get back to refocus, to get back to what you were doing, right? And that's almost more important than focus, because if you can focus for a short period of time or even a long period of time, but then life throws a curveball at you and you can't refocus after that curveball is thrown, then you're not nearly as resilient as you need to be. And so one of the things that I strongly recommend that you guys practice as just as people, but as entrepreneurs and business owners, is refocusing, right? How do you refocus? What is your routine to refocus? And how long does it take you to refocus once something throws you off your game, right? If, we've got this whole, economy and world in upheaval and crisis right now, how long are you going to let that be the thing that prevents you from getting back to what you're focused on? Right? The longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to get back to focus. And what we need to train ourselves to do to have a bulletproof mindset is to recognize what's happening. Something is happening. As soon as we can evaluate the situation, how quickly can we get back to focusing? How quickly can we refocus? And really, one of the ways that that meditation helped me with that is because that's all you're practicing with meditation is observing your thoughts, going off into whatever direction they're going to go, and then bringing them back to focus. Observing what's happening, bringing it back to focus. And you do that over and over and over and over again, right? So that you're developing a strong muscle that gives you the ability, okay, this distraction happened, no problem. I see it, back to focus. This happened, no problem, back to focus, right? And that's what's important, because your ability to focus is great, but if you lose focus and you can't come back to it, it's really not that great. So that's the message that I want to share with you guys today is your resilience is largely dependent on your ability to refocus when something throws you off, because something is always going to throw you off. And your ability to refocus is what's going to get you back on track. The faster you can do that, the faster you can respond to that situation and get back to your focus, the better the results you're going to create, the more mentally tough you're going to be, the more resilient you're going to be. And the name of the game is not just focus, but it's refocus. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Like, what is one of your strategies to refocus when you get distracted? What's one of the things that you do? One of mine is I go work out. One of mine is that I meditate. One of mine is that I write or go for a walk, right? I have these different strategies depending on, time of day and where I'm at and what I have time for. I'd love to know what your guys' strategies are to refocus when something throws you off. So comment below. Let me know what your strategies are for refocusing. Comment live if you've been here live. Hashtag replay if you've been here on the replay. Thank you guys for being here. Take a look at the comments. Hey, Lauren, what's going on? Oh, look who's here. Kaylin's here, the person who sent me the, I don't know if I've even shown you guys this. Have you guys seen this epic picture that I got in the mail from Kaylin? This is absolutely something amazing. Yeah, Yada, find somebody to help. We've all got strategies to refocus. And so like right now, having those strategies top of mind, like write them down. Like, what are your strategies to refocus? So like when something throws you off, you don't have to sit there and think about it. You can just immediately get right back into it and get refocused. So I'd love to know the rest of your guys' strategies. Thank you guys for being here, and I will talk to you soon.